AF and AM versus F and AM states. What is the difference between AF and AM versus F and AM states? AF and AM stands for Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. F and AM stands for Free and Accepted Masons. In actuality, it does not matter whether you join an AF and AM lodge or an F and AM lodge in the United States. In the U.S., every regular lodge is under the jurisdiction of its state Grand Lodge. Due to the fact that there is no Grand Lodge headquarters for each state's separate Grand Lodge, each state's Grand Lodge is, therefore, its own headquarters within that state's jurisdiction. All Freemasons trace their allegorical history back to the building of King Solomon's Temple in the Holy Scriptures. Freemasonry was exported to the British colonies in North America in the 1730s, with both the Ancients and the Moderns, as well as the Grand Lodges of Ireland and Scotland, which chartered offspring or daughter lodges and organized various provincial Grand Lodges. After the American Revolution, independent U.S. Grand Lodges formed within each state. Ancient Free and Accepted Masons versus Free and Accepted Masons. From 1751 to 1813, there were actually two Grand Lodges in England. The difference between the states goes back to a disagreement between these two Grand Lodges in London at that time. One group was called the Moderns, but was actually the older of the two English Grand Lodges. The other group was called the Ancients, which became the A in AF and AM. Due to this disagreement, the two groups broke into separate Grand Lodges. The disagreement was later healed around 1880, but by that time there were lodges and Grand Lodges all over the United States that were descended from one group or the other, and so each group kept their corresponding initials with which they were formed, which is the reason why there are small differences between different states' ritual wording and Grand Lodge bylaws and procedures. Most Grand Lodges in the U.S. recognize each other and treat each other's members as valid Masons. Also, all of the U.S. Grand Lodges recognize and are recognized by the official Grand Lodges of England, Ireland, Scotland, and the Grand Lodges in most of Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, Thailand, India, etc. There are 24 ancient Free and Accepted Mason states, including Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Dakota, Texas, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wyoming. There are 25 Free and Accepted Mason states, including Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Nevada, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Utah, Vermont, Washington, and Wisconsin. All Prince Hall lodges are also Free and Accepted Masons. There is also one AFM state, South Carolina. What's the difference? Basically nothing. There are a few intrinsic differences between them, but they're minimal, including small differences in ritual wording and some officer titles. At the end of the day, these differences are so minimal that they are far overshadowed by the shared brotherhood between all these groups within the fraternity.